This is Maxwell Smart, Agent 86, calling control. My wristwatch radio is at the jeweler's, and I don't have time to get to my shoe phone, so I'm using my Tie-class miniature sending set. I'll report what's happening as I go along. First of all, I'm trapped in a dead-end alley. It's too dark to see who's after me or how many there are. Uh-oh, here they come. I'm going to have to shoot my way out. I've got to make every shot count. Let's see. Release the safety catch. Ready, aim, fire. Not you, me. Okay, if you want to play rough, try this. Either I'm using a fantastic new silencer or I'm out of ammunition. Let's see. If I remember correctly, the Control Agent's Handbook clearly states on page 127 that one of the worst times to run out of ammunition is during a running gun battle. Maybe I can fake them out. Listen to this, you rats! I'm not out of ammunition! Neither are they. Luckily, I have a fresh clip of bullets in my ammunition belt strapped securely to my body underneath my clothes. Can't take the chance of getting at it now. The chief always says an agent should die with his boots on, but not with his pants off. It just doesn't look good. I'll never forget that meeting with the chiefs of staff that the chief and I had in the middle of the night. There they were, half asleep. The only way I could tell the generals from the admirals was by the insignia on their pajamas.
Nobody told me anything.
I'm sorry about this, gentlemen.
My troops are at maximum alert.
60% of my bombers are already in the air.
I've recalled the 3rd and 7th fleets.
Well, it's really nothing.
Nothing?
You tell them, 86.
We have received an ultimatum demanding the surrender of the United States within 48 hours or a state of war will exist.
What? Or an ultimatum from whom?
The Indians.
But India is a neutralist nation.
Woo, 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 woo. Those idiots?
I can't believe any little Indian band is going to defeat the United States Army.
I agree with you, General Custer.
Just what Indians are these?
Well, apparently, General, it's a dissident group called the Red Feathers on a remote reservation in Arizona.
Give me 2 squadrons of bombers, 2,000-pound bombs. Round-the-clock saturation bombing of Arizona.
Fred, you can't bomb Arizona.
What are you talking about? My bombers can hit any place on the face of this globe.
But Arizona is part of the United States.
A little low-level strafing, perhaps, huh?
Sorry, Fred.
Exactly what do these Indians want?
They demand the return of all the territory we took from them.
Well, give it to them.
But Harry, it's all theirs, the whole country.
Everything?
Everything.
Well, now, wait a minute now. Maybe we can make a deal. They might be able to accept less. Say, New Jersey?
Would you?
What plans do you people have against Indian attack?
Go ahead, Max.
Thank you, Chief. Gentlemen, please be seated.
Well, all right.
Now, I've done a little research on this subject, and I happen to have here a detailed military manual that sums everything up very nicely. Indian attack. An Indian attack is a group of Indians attacking.
Max, what about strategy?
Strategy, yes, sir. I think you'll find this very interesting, gentlemen. If attacked by Indians in open country, military or civilian personnel should form their wagons in a circle.
What we need is one good intelligence agent to infiltrate, find out exactly what they're up to.
I think we've got the man right here. How about it, Chief?
All right, Max, it's your baby. I want you on your way to Arizona at once.
Right, Chief, Arizona. I'll be on that reservation in Arizona. Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Is the saturation bombing definitely off, Chief? Chief, it's the hotline to the White House.
This is Control. Yes, sir. Oh, no, sir, it's just a little trouble with some Indians. No, sir. Woo, 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 woo. Well, we have the option of either attacking in force or gathering more intelligence. You can go back to sleep. You can't? Well, sir, have you tried a cup of hot chocolate? Or if that doesn't work, try a glass of warm milk. Yes, sir. Just a minute. He wants your appraisal.
I think we should acquire more intelligence.
No, he means hot chocolate or warm milk.
Well, I don't understand.
They're getting closer. What's my next step? What would the chief do if he were in my place? Of course. That's it. I'll look it up in the control handbook. Let's see now. A, B, C, D. Here it is. Emergency conditions. Question. What does an agent do when he is cornered in an alley at night, faced by an unknown number of assailants, and is out of ammunition? Answer. Whistle a happy tune. I think I'd better rely on my own ingenuity. After all, that's what I've done up until now, and look where it's gotten me. Into a dark alley at night, faced by an unknown number of assailants, and out of ammunition. Wait a minute. Things have looked this hopeless before. I remember this time last year. Agent 99 and I had been captured by a chaos killer who had tied us up in a basement. On a nearby table was a packet of dynamite. A candle was burning next to it, and when the candle burned down far enough, it would ignite the dynamite. I knew that if I could only get my hands free, I could at least put my fingers in my ears. But my hands were securely tied behind.
Help!
There's no use yelling, 99. We've been screaming our heads off for 15 minutes. It's obvious no one can hear us.
Help! Max, how are we going to get help? This dynamite's going to go off any minute.
I know. When that flame hits the fuse, we've had it.
Oh.
I know.
What?
Bang.
Agent K-13.
Of course. Why, he'll hear my signal no matter where he is.
Oh. I didn't hear anything.
Of course not, 99. Only dogs can hear that. Good boy, Fang.
Fang.
Good boy, Fang.
No,
Fang, blow out
Quick.
blow out the candle. No, don't yell, Fang. Blow out the candle. Go on. Blow out the candle.
Blow out the candle, Fang.
Come on, Fang. Come on, boy. Blow it out.
Fang.
Blow out the candle, Fang.
Quick, Fang, please blow out the candle. Oh, it looks hopeless.
Wait a minute. I've got an idea. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fang. Happy birthday to you.
Good old Fang. If only he were here now. What a brilliant animal. He can do anything most human agents can do. Sit up, beg, roll over. How am I going to get out of here? Wait a minute. That door on the wall across the alley. I better have a plan. Let's see. If I can crawl over there without them seeing me, and if that door is open, and if I can get into that building, and if I can lock that door behind me, then I'll be all right. Or plan 2. If I could fly like a bird. No, I think I'll go back to plan 1. I'll just make a dash for that door. But first, I've got to distract them. I'll try the old look out behind you gimmick. It's an old and incredibly stupid trick, but it's always worked on me. Well, here goes. Hey, look out behind you! It worked. They fell for it. You just gotta feel sorry for guys that dumb. You've also gotta feel sorry for that fellow who was coming up behind them. Now to lock this door and reload my gun. Well, that takes care of the gun. Now to lock the door. I wonder if the control rescue squad will be able to find me. I remember how tough it was to find the chief when that clever fiend Harvey Satan kidnapped him and hid him away in his private sanatorium, Satan Place. I had naturally assumed command in the chief's absence and was in his office supervising the search when Professor Windish, the head of the control laboratory, came in with Agent 99.
We went over the car very thoroughly, Max, and we found a few things. They're in here.
Oh, thank you, 99. Now, let's see what we've got here. Some strands of hair, odd-shaped piece of metal, button, and this piece of paper. Now for a little basic detective work.
Go ahead, Max.
The chief has been kidnapped.
May I ask which one of these items led you to that conclusion?
This innocent-looking piece of paper,
Why, Max? What is it?
a ransom note. Now, they want $200,000 for the chief, or they're going to kill him. Now, where are we going to get that kind of money?
Oh, couldn't we ask the government for help?
99. We're a top-secret organization. Not even the State Department knows about us. We just can't go running to them every time we've got a little problem.
Then what about Congress, Max? They could put through a special appropriation.
How long would that take?
3 months?
Well, what if it was an emergency?
4 months.
Get it?
I guess you're right, Max. It's just that I'm so worried about our chief.
Well, I'm worried about the chief, too, 99. My gosh. There's no one fonder of the chief than I am, and no one closer to the chief. But $200,000? After all, he is a huge chief.
Maybe this is something that you should take right to the top.
You mean call him? Oh, I couldn't do that, 99. Maybe I can get in touch with one of his aides.
Max, it's got to be him.
Well, maybe you're right. It's just that I hate to bother him. He has so many problems now. Well, I'll use the hotline. Hello, sir. This is Maxwell Smart, Agent 86 from Control. Fine, thank you, sir. Sir, I don't exactly know how to tell you this, but our chief has been kidnapped. Yes, we think it's a shame, too, sir. Well, they want $200,000 for his return, and we thought perhaps you could help us. Oh, well, thank you, sir. That's very nice of you. We certainly appreciate it. Yes, sir, thank you.
What did he say, Max?
He said to put him down for $12.
Gee, I wish that the chief were here now. He'd know what to do in a situation like this. I remember when I went out on this case, the chief knew that I was going to face a brilliant enemy, that I would have to use every ounce of my skill and intelligence. He gave me one last piece of invaluable information. He said, don't go. Sometimes I think that the chief lets his feelings get the better of him, like with the cone of silence. He hates to use it. I demand the cone of silence.
Max, do we have to?
Of course, with classified information like this.
All right. Cone of silence. Well, Max?
What, Chief?
Where is it?
What?
Headquarters.
Headquarters?
Chaos.
Oh, chaos.
Had enough.
Well, what's the matter, Chief?
What's the matter? Didn't you hear that echo?
Didn't I hear what?
Echo, echo, echo.
Oh, yes. I heard it that time. They're trying to break down that door. I suppose it's only a matter of time before they succeed, so I'd better prepare for a last-ditch battle. Let's see. I have 6 bullets left. That means that I can get 5 of them, and I'll save the last bullet for myself in case I'm captured. No, I'd better save 2 for myself in case I miss. Maybe I'd better make it 3 and 3. Now for the tough decision. Do I shoot them first or me? Wait a minute. What about my suicide pill? It should be right here in my false heel. I'll just take my shoe off. There. Now to bring it over here under the light. Boy, these bulletproof socks are noisy. Now let's see. I'll get the heel off and... Darn it, I forgot to get a refill on my prescription. Imagine forgetting my suicide pill. That makes me so angry I could kill myself. Well, an agent can't be expected to remember everything. Numbers, codes, passwords, and countersigns. Even the chief has trouble recalling them. I remember last year when I was guarding a suspect in my apartment. It was a case of top security.
Well, anyway, Chief, I think we should strengthen our security measures.
Absolutely, but we'll need a countersign so that when I come to your apartment later to question Tanya, we'll know we're not speaking to imposters.
Just to be on the safe side, Chief, why don't we use a double countersign?
Good idea. Oh, here's a good one. I'll say the migrating birds fly low over the sea. You say shadeless windows admit no light. Then I'll say the wingless dove protects his nest, and you say the toothless tiger rules a restless jungle. Have you got that?
Right, Chief.
All right, let's try it. The migrating birds fly low over the sea.
The restless jungle admits no shades.
No, Max. No, I have the restless jungle, and you have the shadeless windows and the wingless doves.
Oh, I thought you had the wingless doves and I had the shade.
No, Max.
Well, how about this for a double countersign, Chief? You say, hello, Max, and I say, hi, Chief, and you say...
Smart. Look, it's on this card. Memorize it. And remember, Alexei Sebastian can impersonate anyone.
Anyone?
Anyone. The only 2 we're sure of are you and me.
There are 3 of us in this room, Chief.
You mean...
Yes. F-A-N-G.
Max, that's impossible.
Nothing is impossible with Sebastian. Let's put him to a little test. That's Fang, all right, Chief. No other secret agent in the world can run that fast.
They're still working on that door. I'd better do a little fast figuring and find out just how long I've got before they manage to break it down. Let's see now. The door's about 8 feet by 4. It's made of steel and bolted into a reinforced concrete frame. They're hitting it with a force of approximately 600 foot-pounds. Concrete withstands a pressure of 84. Let's see. Carry the 7. There. It's now exactly 8:12. If I know my physics, they'll get through that door sometime between 8:20 tonight and 9:15 a week from Thursday. Or is it Friday? Well, I'd better organize my defenses. First, what weapons do I have? My pistol, of course. My flame-throwing cigarette lighter. My acid-squirting match, pen, and pencil set. They can even kill underwater. My exploding cigarette case carries a destructive force of 6 ounces of nitroglycerin and is guaranteed to cut down on the smoking habit. And last but not least, my handkerchief. It may not seem like much of a weapon, but in an extreme emergency, I can wave it and yell the special code words. I surrender. Thank goodness for good old Carlton, the head of the control laboratory. I remember last month when he and the chief were showing me some of the latest devices.
This is our new 27F cigarette lighter. It sights down the wick and it fires a .22 caliber bullet.
And what?
I said it fires a .22 caliber bullet.
Sorry about that.
Get on to something else. What about the new wrist communicator T-37?
Oh, right here, sir.
Now, Max, you'll use this to stay in contact with us.
But, Chief, I still have my shoe phone.
Turn in your shoes, Max. I think the wrist communicator will be more effective.
Gee whiz, Chief, I still have 60 message units left this month.
We've developed a new pair of shoes in the lab, 86. Notice the steel-enforced toes for kicking. And inside the heels, there are secret compartments containing our latest emergency pellets.
Could I see it in a tan?
Show him the pellets, Carlton.
In the left heel compartment, there are 2 pellets. The smaller one is a concussion pellet. If it's thrown up against something or activated by heat, it'll blow a 10 by 15 foot room to smithereens.
Now, Max, do you know what this larger pill is for?
Larger rooms.
Max, chaos does have ways of making a man talk. If you are captured, and if it looks really tough, this may be your one ace in the hole. This pill, when swallowed, will bring painless death in about 20 seconds. Are there any questions?
How do I get them to take it?
That Carlton. He always comes up with something to help me in an emergency. I wish he were here now, and I were there. Uh-oh. They're using an electric drill. That means I don't have much time. I'd better prepare myself. Those fiends will stop at nothing if they get a hold of me. Luckily, I'm a well-trained agent, and I can withstand tremendous punishment. The last time I was captured, I finally passed out after 8 hours of excruciating torture. Would you believe 6? How about 5 minutes of a sound spanking? As long as my mind remains clear, that's the important thing. I don't crack easily under pressure. Even the chief says I have a mind like a brick wall. Control keeps a sharp eye on its men. Last month, 44 was taken off a case until he showed definite signs of getting over his crying jags. Those psychological examinations aren't easy. I had a session last week with Dr. Steuben, one of the control staff psychologists.
Well, you must be 86. Sit down, please. The chief asked me to prepare you for the kind of questions that you might be asked by Dr. Brahm, so that you'll be able to maintain your cover.
Are you a psychologist, Dr. Steuben?
I'm the president of the Psychologist Society for Mental Health and Adjustment through Fulfillment.
What kind of an organization is that?
We're a hate group.
A hate group?
Oh, in the sense that we cure hate and fear. We hate hate. Hate it. Now, Mr. Smart, I'm going to see your responses to a word association test. I'm going to say a word, and then you respond with the first word that comes into your mind. Are you ready? Boy. Girl. Black. White. Win. Lose. Very good. Very bad. Stop. Go. No, no. Yes, yes. All right.
All wrong.
Now, Mr. Smart, I'm going to show you some ink blots on these charts here. I want you to tell me what they remind you of. Are you ready?
A man and a woman hugging.
Next.
Another man and a woman hugging.
Next.
A man and a woman kissing.
Mr. Smart, you seem to show a definite preoccupation with men and women hugging and kissing.
Me? Huh. You're the one with the weird picture collection. A few minutes more and they'll be through that door and swarming all over me. Well, I'll give them something to remember me by as long as they live. My screams. The thing to do now is to look around this room I'm in. Let's see. Stone walls about 20 feet high. No windows, no other exits. No furniture to hide behind. In a few minutes, a dozen of them will break in here with guns and knives and kill me. Well, it could be worse. At least I still have my health. There must be some way out of this mess. I know one man who could figure a way out. The world-renowned Hawaiian detective, Harry Hu. That man is fantastic. He can put 2 and 2 together and come up with any number you name. I remember the first time I met him. 99 and I were tracking down a chaos smuggling ring, and we'd just come upon our leading suspect, murdered.
Interesting. He was killed and then put into the closet.
Moment, please. Suppose murdered man was killed while hanging up coat.
Who's that?
That's who?
Who's who?
Well, Mr. Smart, this is the famous Hawaiian detective, now serving with the San Francisco Police Force, Inspector Harry Hu.
Oh, he's Who. Hi, Who. It certainly is nice to meet you, Inspector Who. I've heard so much about your work.
You are too kind, Mr. Smart. Humble master detective is honored to help you in unusual case.
What bothers me about this case, Inspector Who, is the motive for the murder.
Oh, correction, please. This is not case of murder, Mr. Smart. This case of robbery.
Robbery? That's amazing. But how can you say it's robbery, Mr. Who? I mean, the man was found dead with $100 in his wallet.
Humble beg pardon, Mr. Smart. Suppose victim's wallet originally contained $101.
By George, you're right. Of course. Then they took the dollar and left the $100 to throw us off the track.
You are an apt pupil, Mr. Smart.
And then they murdered him so that we wouldn't find out about the robbery.
Mr. Smart, you are a man of some perception. What do you notice about man on floor?
He's not breathing.
Which present 2 possibilities, Mr. Smart. 1, man has gone to visit honorable ancestor.
Or?
Man very good at holding breath. Do you not notice anything else unusual, Mr. Smart?
No, I don't think so, Mr. Who.
Your eyes see, Mr. Smart, but they do not observe.
Well, I don't think I follow you, Mr. Who.
Observe closely, Mr. Smart. Murdered man dressed in business suit, gray jacket and pants, black socks and shoes, striped necktie, silver tie clasp.
Looks pretty good.
Then why, I ask you, Mr. Smart, why is he not wearing shirt?
By golly, you don't miss a trick, do you?
How so?
You found something, Mr. Who?
Perhaps, Mr. Smart. Notice, please, ashtray contain 2 cigarettes.
I see. Well, then that means that there was someone here in the room with the victim when he was killed. Perhaps even the murderer.
Moment, please.
Moment, please.
Once again, worthy control agent reap at too obvious a conclusion. If victim were non-smoker, could have been 2 smokers in room with him.
Well, that's true.
Perhaps 2 smokers and 1 non-smoker.
Moment, please.
Moment, please.
Perhaps there were 2 smokers and 2 non-smokers.
Perhaps 2 smokers and 4 non-smokers.
Well, then what you're saying, Mr. Who, is that there could have been as many as 50 people in this room with the victim when he was killed, providing only 2 of them were smokers.
Exactly.
Boy, it must have been pretty crowded in here.
We're going to remove the body, sir.
Oh, a moment, please. Much can be learned from man by what he carry on person. Please to examine pockets, Mr. Smart.
Wallet, handkerchief, comb, keys to my apartment.
One moment, Mr. Smart. Victim had key to your apartment in his pocket?
Oh, you want me to search his pockets? Well, there's nothing in his pocket, but there's half of a laundry ticket.
Ah, so. Laundry ticket, tell us something. Present 2 possibilities. 1, either victim was trying to locate man with other half of laundry ticket, or...
Moment, please. You mind if I try other half of possibilities?
Please to do so.
Or, victim only took half his laundry to the cleaners.
Amazing. Has weapon been cleared for prints?
Oh, there were no prints, sir. The murderer must have worn gloves.
Oh, thank you. You may take body now. Mr. Smart, it would be most instructive if we reconstruct crime. Will you assist me, please?
I'd be most happy to, Mr. Who.
Judging from angle of wound, victim was standing quite close to assailant, like so.
Like this.
I suspect murderer was holding knife up his sleeve.
Like this.
When murderer was ready to strike, he merely slid out knife.
Like this.
Pulled victim close to him with free arm.
Like this.
Seized the knife and plunged it home.
Like this. Sorry about that.
Amazing.
Those guys out there aren't fooling around. They obviously want to get me. I wonder if they know that I'm worth more to them alive than dead. Maybe I could slip them a note under the door. Meanwhile, I'd better brush up on my karate in case they want to meet me in hand-to-hand combat. Let's see now. How does exercise number 1 go? Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2... No, wait a minute. That's the samba. I need something to practice against. This stone wall. I'll use that. I'll give it the number 3 hand chop. That's the one that's guaranteed to break any bone. Ready, set, hiya! Well, that takes care of the bone in my wrist. Fortunately, I don't have to rely solely on my hands. Years of karate training have developed my feet into tough, unyielding knots of muscle. Great for fighting. Not too good for walking, but great for fighting. Well, they won't have an easy time with me. It doesn't matter how many of them there are, I'll give them more than they bargained for as long as I'm still breathing. Unless, of course, I faint. They thought they had me last year when 99 and I followed Fang into the Washington Animal Hacienda, which turned out to be a chaos front. They grabbed us and tied us up next to a bomb that was set to explode at the sound of Fang's barking. Fang had been hypnotized to bark when the chief arrived to rescue us. That explosion would have killed me, 99, Fang, and the chief. It would have effectively eliminated the entire control organization and ruined my vacation plans.
What are we going to do?
Don't panic, 99. Don't panic. Now, let's try and think of this thing with a nice, clear, cool head. Now, number 1, we're chained against a wall. Number 2, we're just out of reach of the bomb. Number 3, when the chief comes, that chaos man is going to make Fang bark and explode the bomb and blow us all sky high. There's only one thing we can do.
What is it?
Panic.
Yes, we've got to do something.
That's right. We can't just let the chief be killed.
Wait a minute. Maybe the answer lies in something you just said. Now, when the chief comes, Fang will be signaled to bark, and the bomb will explode.
Wait a minute. I've got a plan, 99. I've got a plan. If we can get Fang to bark now, then the bomb will explode before the chief comes.
Then you and Fang and I will be blown to bits.
I have an alternate plan.
No. We've got to do it, right?
Right.
It's only decent, right?
Right.
After all, the chief's life's more important than ours, right? Right?
Don't rush me, 99. I wish I knew who was out there. It's always easier to face the enemy when you know what he looks like. That's one of the first things a secret agent is taught. Get to know your enemy. It's always a lot easier for me to prepare for a battle to the death when I know exactly what I'm up against. Like a little old lady or a small boy. There's one thing I hate about the secret agent business. No privacy. There was one time a couple of weeks ago that I just wanted to be alone. So I drove up to Lover's Lane with the top up and just sat there by myself, looking at the stars and listening to the sounds of the 2,000 or 3,000 other people who had come up there to be alone. Of course, I didn't want to appear conspicuous, so I brought along my inflato girl. That's the inflatable rubber girl that's either used as a decoy or issued to agents who want a cheap date. She's not a bad-looking girl either, although it's a little like necking with your raincoat. Anyway, a policeman got suspicious of me when she sprang a leak, and the next day I had to explain it to the chief.
Max, I told you to be careful and not call attention to yourself.
But I wasn't doing anything wrong, Chief. I was just sitting in my chauffeur's uniform with my rubber dummy.
So what did the police charge you with?
Violating Section 387B of the Penal Code.
Which is?
Sitting in a chauffeur's uniform next to a rubber dummy.
Oh, yes, I've been trying to get that law repealed for several years.
Who has?
The rubber dummy lobby.
Listen, Control, if you're still reading me, they're almost through that door. I don't know what their hurry is. I'm not going anyplace. I suppose they figured that someone may be on their way to rescue me. Or else they go on overtime after 8. Anyway, I'd like to get a few things cleared up before I sign off. I'd like any money I have to be donated to the Senior Spies Retirement Fund. It's a great charity, and I'm sure that someday one of us will live long enough to make use of it. As far as my apartment is concerned, be careful of the secret devices. Watch out for the chair next to the couch. It acts as a detonator. If you sit on it, it will blow up the couch. The floor of the bedroom is mined. There's a loaded shotgun set to go off when the icebox door is opened. It's ruined several of my midnight snacks. Oh, yes, and my secret code books. You'll find them on my bookshelf inside the volume marked Secret Code Books. And one more thing. If my luck runs out, I don't want a real fancy funeral or anything. I'd just like my friends to get together someplace and try their best to bring me back to life. Oh, yes, tell the chief that there are a couple of unused plane tickets in my desk. They're left over from my last assignment. The reason that 99 and I didn't use them, well, we were in a big hurry to catch that plane and...
Yes, sir?
2 tickets to San Francisco, please.
Mm-hmm. First class or tourist?
Tourist.
Dinner flight or snack flight?
Dinner.
Will that be cash or advance billing?
Cash, and please hurry.
Flight 72 to San Francisco.
And when will you be returning?
What difference does it make?
Well, it may not matter to you, but it certainly matters to us.
Well, look, why don't you just make it any time it's convenient for the airline?
Good. I'll leave that open.
Max, we're gonna miss that plane.
That'll be 6:09:42. Oh, by the way, the movie that you'll be seeing is Brunch in Acapulco.
Brunch in Acapulco?
Yes, starring George Brent and Joan Bennett with Edward G. Robinson and Lynn Barry in supporting roles. Oh, Joan Blondell and Cab Calloway make cameo appearances.
Does that take place in Mexico?
Yes, it does.
I saw it, 99. Please, 99, I'm telling you, I saw the picture and it was a bomb. Even Joan Blondell couldn't save it. What else have you got?
On the flight to Seattle connecting to San Francisco, we have a real winner, the return of the Cisco Kid.
The return of the Cisco Kid? Now, that was a great one, 99. Tell me, does Gilbert Rowland play the Cisco Kid?
Max!
Well, let me see. No, he doesn't. Raul Hernandez plays the Cisco Kid. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Raul Hernandez is your pilot.
By the way, I've kept a complete file on all my assignments. The cases that are solved are on my desk. The ones that I haven't wrapped up yet, they're in the guest bedroom. Just take them back to Control, if you can get the door open. You'll find a man tied up in my hall closet. He's a chaos agent who tried to kill me last night. There's a girl tied up in my coat closet. I caught her going through my desk a couple of days ago. Then there are 2 freelance hoods tied up in the bathroom. Try and get rid of them before the maid sees them. She's tied up in the utility closet. Incidentally, I never got a chance to apologize to the hotel across the street for the trouble we had last week. I mean, when we had Tanya Lupescu, the beautiful KAOS defector, in our custody, and the chief and I and 99 took her to the hotel to get her a room.
Max, I want to show you something. Don't act surprised.
Oh, no, it's her.
What is it, Max?
It's Tanya. They've got your picture plastered all over the early morning paper.
Oh, you see, that's your glorious free press you're always boasting about. Where's your maximum security now, Mr. Smart?
She's right, Max. We cannot adequately protect Miss Lupescu in a public hotel.
Don't be ridiculous, Chief. I've checked this hotel a dozen times. I'm telling you, it's absolutely safe. Come on. We'd like to register, please.
Don't move. He has a gun.
What do we do now, Mr. Smart?
It's all right. He won't shoot, not as long as the cashier, who is one of our men, has a gun trained on his back.
I know that, but the bellboy has a gun leveled at the cashier.
Oh, it's all right, because Agent 41, the chambermaid, has the drop on the bellboy.
Since I've never trusted the chambermaid, Agent 48, the elevator operator, has the chambermaid covered.
It's a standoff.
What is that?
Everybody's afraid to shoot for fear he himself will be shot.
Consequently, no one gets hurt.
Let's get Miss Lupescu out of here.
Of course, in a situation like this, all it takes is one wise guy. They'll be through that door in less than a minute now. Don't forget to tell the boys how I went out. Chuckling at danger, laughing at fear, and in general acting like a complete idiot. Say goodbye to all the other agents. I never had a chance to learn some of their numbers, but I'll miss them all. Say goodbye to the boys in the camouflage department, if you can find them. As for the fellows in the code room, well, just tell them simply 655-219-7811. I've had a lot of wonderful memories. Mornings practicing self-defense and afternoons in first aid. Spending endless hours with trained killers, thieves, and traitors, each one more dedicated than the last. I don't want to get sentimental, but I'd like to leave a special message for Agent 99. I've never really had a chance to tell her this before, but she's really a great guy. And as far as the chief is concerned, well, we've been through a lot together. I like to think of him the way I left him this morning, when Eric came up to his office from the laboratory to show us his latest development, the Detecto-Tune, a machine that can construct whole melodies from just a few random musical notes.
Now, our one clue is the melody you heard just before the murder. Oh, Eric, is the Detecto-Tune ready?
Yes, Chief.
Good.
How does it work?
Well, the Detecto-Tune can reconstruct any melody in the same way that a criminal's face can be reconstructed from the descriptions of witnesses. Now, can you remember any of the notes that you heard?
Just hum anything you remember, Max.
Let me see now, Chief. Da, 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 do, da, da. A little faster than that. Sorry, Chief.
Try to get it, Max. This may be vital.
All right, Chief. Now let me see. Da 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 da.
Bum bum bum.
No. Da 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 dee da da
Da da da dee da dee da. Heart of my heart. How I love that melody, love the melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory when were rough and red. What are you doing, Max?
I'm putting you down for the lead in the spy frolics, Chief. That's it. Well, whoever they are, they're not going to take me without a struggle. I've got my weapons and years of training and strategy. First, I'll turn off this light. They'll be a perfect target. Come in. Okay, you rats, take this. Got them, every one of them. Now to turn the light on and see just who I've got. This is Maxwell Smart calling Control. Control? Does Chaos have a man who looks just like the Chief? Why? Well, if they do, I'm in for a promotion. But if they don't, it looks like I put the Control six-man rescue squad out of commission. In which case, all I can say is, sorry about that.
Two hip kicks.